Welcome back to another rendition of Floral Foolishness. You screamed so loud that it didn't even clock you. There you go, sir. This is a library, sir.
You want to fight? You do it out in a parking lot somewhere, not in this library. Surrounded by books and learning.
Goddamn right. Um, so yeah, it's fucking island time. We're giving you another episode right before the drop of the new year. So horn noises. Let's go.
Bow, bow, bow.
That's goddamn right. On Floral Foolishness, the worldwide leader of dumbass sports news.
And Pop Tarts Bowl coverage now that it's over. WNBA coverage probably since it's not going on, and really any other just ridiculous shit.
Yeah, ridiculous shit indeed. We're going to talk about said ridiculous shit inside the world of sports and out, no matter how unbelievable or stupid it is. And yeah, we got some doozies for you today of stupidity. I'm Stoczy. Joined with me, as always, is the Dragon Wrangler. This week, last week we had our kind of holiday clips episode, if you will, but it was still new content, so we're better than the other people on that.
Yeah, fuck everybody else. We're the best.
But I do want to bring up something because it was very, very earth changing, and I just want our viewers to know we're not going to change because of it. But some of you who might be on Reddit on the Cyber Stuck subreddit might have seen a fantastic comment that has over 1,000 likes and upvotes. So you're listening to the most popular people in the entire world right now.
It's fair. That is accurate. Yes.
But we're not letting it go to our heads, except for it's gone to our heads. It's gone to mine for sure. Yeah. So if you don't know what we're talking about, sorry you live under a rock, Jose, Jim, Karen,
Fuck
whoever
you,
may be
Karen.
listening. Yeah, like, come on, figure it out. But we're not gonna let that really get to our heads too much. Just wanted to acknowledge that we are the most popular people on the face of the planet right now.
Thousand people think so versus 12 people watch our show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. God damn, I should have put a link under that.
I was just thinking that. You can do it now.
Yeah, I guess I
There's
could.
still time.
Yeah. But anyways, before we get into the show, we're gonna start off with opening statements. So Wrangler, what you got?
Yeah. My opening statement today, I probably could have been more prepared for, but I want to talk for a minute here just about the
No, wait
fact.
a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. When you got on, the first thing you said was, "Oh yeah, I've had 5 natty bows to prepare for this." So, sir, I don't think
This
it's a
is
lack of prep.
this is number 5, thank you,
Ah,
in
okay, so
my
4.
my gay rights food lion koozie. Yeah, no, so I want to talk about that in 2013. There was a man in China, identified by the name Mr. Fang, Feng,
Mm,
who apparently his son was like addicted to video games. You know how like in Sweden they have like a rehab for video games and all that kind of
mm,
shit. So anyway, long story short, he hired hitmen, and the hitman's job was in the video games to hunt down his son and kill his avatar so that he was forced to go out and get a real job and start a life. Um, and I just want to say kudos to you, Mr. Fang. Usually you hire a hitman for evil. You hired one for good. I'm proud of you, man. That's great parenting right there. As somebody who will probably never be a parent, kudos to you.
So how did that advert work? Like you go on Craigslist, like looking for internet assassin, like
I think you have to go into the dark web.
dark web. Ooh. So what
That
is
or I
he?
don't know. Do you just go down to like your random Comic Con and be like, "Here's $100 in a Playboy. Who can kill my son?"
Okay, this might be legit. You go to like whatever game he's playing, find like whoever's the best in the world at it, like the world champions for said game, and just
Mhm.
hire them.
I like it, and it would probably only cost you like $30 on a burrito.
Might be a little more than that, but all right. Um, fantastic.
40 bucks and a triple layer burrito.
All right, now we're getting way too classy up in this bitch. Awesome, awesome. Thanks. What made that come up?
Yeah, I don't know. Life. I think is the answer to that. I've been playing a lot of 2K lately. 2 weeks of a break with nothing going on. I just play a lot of Xbox. So fucking the Google webs know. They know what's going on. So the next one I'm gonna get is probably gonna be like, hey, do you want to have a 99 ranked 3-point shooter? Well, you could hire. Like, no, I don't. I'm good. Thank you though.
All right. So you're not going to get the Wrangler with video game advertisements, but you will get was it
Mr. Fang.
Mr. Fang's kid. You can murk the shit out of that guy. I hope he's still doing that just to fuck with him.
Like now he's just like, oh, I just play for fun in my free time, like 2 hours a week. Cause I have this big finance job, and 2 hours a week he goes on and just, oh, I'm ready to go play some call. Oh, headshot.
Martin's kiss. Yeah, awesome, awesome. All right, so thanks for that 2013. Thanks for that little nugget. Oh, when times were good. Yeah. So my opening statement just got back a couple days ago from the fine island nation of Grenada, and I am now 100. I come back with an addiction, a fine rum and ginger ale addiction. So that's what I'm drinking out of this Sam Adams glass because
Grenada.
I'm.
I think is it Grenada?
I heard the
Grenada.
I heard the like natives say it both ways. The one that really got me was like Curacao. They said Caracue. And like in the airport, it had it listed in a way that it made sense as Caracue.
There's no U in it.
I it was spelled different. I
I'll
don't know,
still
man.
call it Curacao, but whatever. You know, it's
Yeah.
America. Hey, you ain't got Kid Rock, then fuck you.
Oh yeah. So that was one guy that we ran into.
Kid Rock?
No, 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 no.
Hmm. Hmm.
No, he was not he was not at
Like, what's
Sandals.
Kid Rock doing in Grenada? I feel like I would have heard about this by now. You've been back for a couple days.
Yeah. Oh, I would have fucking told you. Yeah. But no, Kid Rock was not at Sandals Grenada over Christmas. I'll let you know
Could
that.
have been.
Or the first day of Hanukkah. But there
No, he
was
was still hungover from delivering all the presents Christmas Eve.
so many fireworks. Um,
So many 40s.
yeah. But there was a guy who decided to wear his well, what was it? His Christmas, it was a Christmas Hawaiian with Santa Claus, and it was like, we wish you a merry, and it was like all in like red, white, and blue. So I was like, oh my God. And Santa was holding an American flag, and it's
This
like
is why people hate our country. This is why every other country hates our country.
I, there was a guy from one of like a small island I've never heard of who was just looking at that shirt, and I was like, "Is it too late for me to say I'm Canadian?" He's like, "No,
Drink a
man.
Molson there, bud.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Don't need a toque down in that weather, eh?" But what I
You
really,
guys have any Labatt Light here?
oh Jesus, that hard Labatt's will fuck you up good there, friend.
Oh, you have about two, three of those. Oh, next thing you know, you'd be passed out right face down in that gutter there, bud.
Oh jeez, you're gonna need some Timmy hose in a heartbeat there, bud.
Oh,
But so many Canadian references. Um, but what I really wanted to talk about is don't be an asshole, kids.
agreed.
Don't be an asshole. And there's so many ways you could be an asshole. One of the things that I really that I love about both Vegas and Sandals is the people watching because
So
holy
true.
shit,
So true.
it's unhinged, man. Like the second night we got there, we were hanging out by like the party pool thing or whatever, and just waiting for dinner. It's dark out, but there's still some people there. And there is a guy, he is probably 57, and he asks this, let's maybe like a 30 something year old to take him and his wife's picture. And he goes behind her and grabs her fun bags. We'll put it that way. And he's like,
Hey, well, they're on vacation. I mean,
oh, she did not look like she was on vacation anymore. We'll put it that
well,
way.
somebody had to ruin the vacation, you know?
Yeah, so I was thinking, all right, that's a good start. The next day we go back to that party pool. We're just like sitting there, and they brought out this game, and it was actually they used one of these type of bottles of rum. This one's a fine Appleton Estate rum. Um, Now my second favorite rum. I'll put it that way.
Sounds like the whitest estate. There was definitely
It's in
slaves on that
Jamaica.
estate at some point in time. Don't care. There were still slaves on that estate at some point in time.
So yeah, so it's a game and they have like a stick, piece of rope and like cut out
Stickball. Yes.
circular PVC pipe. And so the thing is fishing for whiskey, right? And so the whole thing is because the thing is hanging like this, but the top is like that. And so you have to get this ring around the top, right? And it's harder than it looks. So you have to hold on by the end of the stick, not you can't move up past it, right?
Don't give him the stick. Don't give him the stick.
They should not have given this one guy the fucking stick.
Don't give him the
Holy
stick.
shit. All right, so this is like 1 o'clock roughly in the afternoon that they bring this thing out. And there's a guy, and you could just tell he's got chaotic energy, just skinny looking, got a goatee, jumping everywhere, motherfucker, right?
Oh, fucking
And
Sugar Ray fans always do have chaotic energy.
oh yeah. And so he's on like the other side of the pool. There's like there's no reason for him to jump over anything, but he gets out of the pool to jump over like this other thing to jump back into the pool, and is like he runs and gets in line like second. He's like, "Yeah, I want to do that," and you're just like, "Oh fuck!" About an
Mhm.
hour and a half later, they're serving him. Like they're making this fucking fine
Oh
quadruple
yeah.
goddamn Jamaica rum and ginger ale look like nothing
Yeah.
size containers full of stuff, right? And so he he starts fucking like hitting on like the staff, like really up in their grill at about let's call it 2:30 in the afternoon.
Well, it's all inclusive. He was just trying to include them.
I guess, right? And so we're all looking around like, where is this dude's person? Because you have to have a person to go to these things, right? And somehow they finagled it to where him and his mom went, which is weird in and of itself, right?
You don't know me. You don't know my life.
You don't know my
Was his
culture.
mom just hitting on all like the older staff?
No,
Oh, hello, Mr. Hernandez.
no, she was just there in the pool, drunker than hell, just like, that's my son. He's going to medical school right down the road. And it's like,
Wait,
what
he's going
the?
to medical school in Jamaica?
No, 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 in Grenada. Yeah,
It's not even a real medical school. You
yeah,
can't even practice medicine in America with that.
you can. It just
You're gonna
takes a
get
little
paid in
bit.
goats. No, you fucking can't. If I went into a doctor's office and on the wall was a Grenada University medical plaque, I'd be like, I know my insurance sent me here. I'm getting better insurance. I'll see you later. Bye. Now we need to go ahead and remove that from your knee. I came in because I have a headache.
Yeah. So, anyways, there was that, and then there was also because I want to get this out now, or else I'll forget it. There was also an oh no stepbrother situation going on. If
Oh
you
fuck
catch
yeah.
my drift,
Oh, I
yeah,
catch your drift.
there was a mom and dad.
Something's happening.
Uh huh. And there were two. I think they might have been 18, maybe. Children who were very romantically involved, and so were their parents.
Oh
Like,
boy.
yeah. So just weird fucking people watching, but God, I love it.
It's a weird time these days. Yeah, people watching makes all the difference, dude. So today is Monday. Saturday, I just randomly walked around Rockville for a little bit. It was a really nice night, so I was like, I'll take a walk. There was a food truck right outside my apartment that around the block there had to have been 100 people in line for this fucking food truck.
He's not joking. He sent me a picture. There
I
was a
sent you a
fuck ton.
video. Not a single one of them was entertaining. They were just there looking at their phones, waiting an hour to go into this fucking food truck, which a couple of them left their cars parked around the block with just their flashers on for an hour. I'm like, all right, yeah, you do you, I guess. But then I also walked through, there's a Walgreens right by my house. I walked through the Walgreens parking lot and there was a fucking Fast and the Furious convention going on. Like there was all these dudes, they're fucking like low riders and like four dudes. Like as I'm walking by this Walgreens, I hear one of them coming around the block. I'm like, oh, he's definitely coming here, and he did, but he couldn't find a parking spot. 'Cause there's like 15 parking spots in this Walgreens lot. So I laughed at them for a little bit, but point of that being is like people watching makes all the difference. If you've ever been to Rockville, Maryland, the people watching here sucks.
Except for that instance where you had food truck aficionados and we're a family gathering.
I don't know why this was my opening statement. Now I think about it, I wasn't drunk enough on Saturday. So line of cars, right? And it's everything you expect, right? Like Honda Civic, Honda whatever. Like it's all fucking Hondas, Subarus, Toyotas, all the shit that people usually fucking like low ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just in the corner, there's a fucking Honda Odyssey with the fucking no-show tires lower down. Just sitting there. The back ones are like out like you do, and like the fucking like lowriders just chilling. I'm like, nobody was standing around it. Nobody wanted to see it, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, I really want to meet the people who thought this is the one they wanted. Oh, I can't afford a real car, but I'll put this one low because I clean. Like, no, dude, fuck that shit. What are we doing?
Low riders in my veins, but the children made me have to get a six seater. What the fuck?
Dude, that's what happens when you just go to all these fucking Fast and Furious conventions, just don't wear protection. Next thing you know, you are too fast and not furious enough.
Jesus Christ. A lowered Honda Odyssey. Let's
Dude,
go.
it was something.
I wish you took a picture of that with that.
I was going to, but there was like seven people there, and all of them were staring at me because I was the only one that didn't fit in as I was walking by. I was like, nope, I'm gonna keep on going here.
Dude, who cares? Like, you see gold like that, you gotta get it.
Dude, they all have race cars. They would have fucking run me down.
Why? Because you're showing appreciation for the one true lowered
No,
car there?
because I would have laughed the whole time I was taking it. I couldn't have done it with a straight
Who
face.
the fuck cares? And if they're like, hey
Them,
man, what are you
they
doing?
care.
Dude, what are
They're
they
the
gonna
ones that
fucking do?
care.
What are they gonna fucking do? They're that badass that they're at a Walgreens parking lot. Whoa. Yeah. Come on, just call their parole officer. You'll be all right. Just I mean, fuck.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
It was. It was. We're not gonna miss them in 2025, folks.
Nope.
Fuck no, not once,
Fuck
not
you,
ever.
24. Let's go, 25.
I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. So, with that, let's get into our last show of 2024. Not fuck this upcoming show because we're going to make it good for you. But we're going to talk about the one sport we never talk about on this show, and that would be the college foosball.
Ah, who's ball the devil, Bobby?
Foosball is the devil. But the foosball is coming to a close. So let's talk about it. Some stuff that happened, some already off-season moves, if you will. Uh, the University of North Carolina fighting reading good Tar Heels hired a 73-year-old Bill Belichick. Yes, to be their new head coach. Upon hire, he decided not to attend the Tar Heels appearance at the Fenway Wasabi Bowl. Like, if you ever wanted a smoother entrance into coaching, Bill Belichick, maybe you go to the Fenway Wasabi Bowl and wave your hand around like the queen for a little bit. What an idiot. Although the game itself did not go all too well for
Probably because he
the
wasn't there
Tar
to inspire him.
right. So out west in the near the Pacific, but somehow still in the Atlantic Coastal Conference,
It's on a
Stanford
different fucking coast, idiots.
morons.
Oh, the Atlantic coast? Yeah, let's have the Atlantic Division and the Pacific Division.
We're smart. The Pacific Coast, but somehow still in the Atlantic Coastal Conference. Stanford has reenlisted, reenlisted, reenlist, reenlist,
Relisted.
reenlisted the services of one General Andrew Luck, who will serve as the program's general manager. So, which of these programs has a better chance of succeeding, and what do you make of the hires? Let's start off with the second question first. What do you make of the hires? Let's start with Bill Belichick. What do you make of it?
What I make of the Belichick hire is that UNC's athletic director has a hard on for Deion Sanders. What I make of that hire is their basketball program's not what it's been. I know a couple years ago they won a title, but the past couple years, like this year, they're okay. They're not number one in the country. And so their school's like, hey, when we always talk about like the big dogs in athletics, Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Florida, like they're good at everything. We're not there as a school. We're good at basketball and we're good at nothing else. We got to be good at football. So we're like, how do we do that? Let's go the Deion Sanders route. Colorado had one win, and now this year they won eight and got shit kicked by a conference opponent in BYU in the Alamo Bowl. Good Lord. They that just proves that them losing that four-way tiebreaker was the right thing. They were the worst of those four teams.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Meanwhile, Iowa State, the fucking Pop Tarts Bowl champs. Anyway,
Pop Tarts.
what I make of this hire is that the athletic director there was like, man, you know how we do this? We get a big name. When Mac Brown came in, he was a big name. We had some success. We got in the top 25, and the Mac just got too old. But what if we get another big name? But you forgot about the second part of that sentence. What if we get too old? Like, what's the end game here? Belichick coaches till he's 75, so you get 2 years of Bill Belichick, and hopefully he's built them into what Coach Prime's done in Colorado, which is a mediocre top 20 to 30 ranked program. You were there 2 years ago with 71-year-old Mac Brown. So what I make of that hire specifically, and not talking about the Wasabi Bowl, we'll get to that in a minute here. What I make of that hire is we need a really big name to turn this program around instead of saying, hang on, wait, college football always just takes the same dudes over and over again. Because they really do when you think
Mm-hmm.
about it. Like, I know Sark's having a great year at Texas. How many fucking head coaching jobs has Sark had? I know Lane Kiffin had a decent season at Ole Miss again. How many fucking head coaching jobs has Lane Kiffin had that he's failed out of?
Somehow
Maybe.
more times than he's been fired on a tarmac.
So more than one. So maybe what we do if you're North Carolina is say, hang on, we have the resources and the infrastructure at this institution and a Power Four organization that has a lot of money, also a pretty good academic school, but can get in really fucking stupid kids. Maybe what we do is we say we don't need a big name. Let's just hire the best no-name coach out there. Like, look at fucking Kalen DeBoer and where he came from, right? Kalen DeBoer came from the FCS level. I know he didn't have a great year at Alabama, but year one's always going to take time. Look at fucking what's his name at Indiana? Coach Sig, right? Coach Sig coming from
It's
fucking James.
easy when you don't schedule any good opponents.
No, and I hear you, but when you're North Carolina, you're trying to just turn a corner. Like Coach
Oh,
Sig's
you need
getting
to do that. Yeah, I
they're
agree.
getting some big time recruits now, right? And North Carolina plays in the fucking ACC. North Carolina's not playing any fucking big time opponents. Who's their biggest game next year? Texas or fucking
SMU.
Miami? SMU? Fucking Clemens? Okay, so the number 15 team in the country is your biggest game? All right. All I'm saying is you look at Coach Sig, who came from James Madison, right? And like even James Madison has success this year. Their fucking replacement to Coach Sig, who took half the team with him, was the Holy Cross coach. Maybe what we do is instead of fucking saying, oh, we need a big name, let's just go get the best no-name coach out there, right? Like even Billy Napier has done an okay job at Florida. I know he was in the hot seat for a while, but Florida turned the corner. They're in a good spot to move forward. Mike Norvell, shitty year at Florida State, but look what he did last year coming out of Memphis. I'm just saying, even fucking Jamie Chadwick at Liberty right now, who came from Coastal. Coastal's a shit show since he left. Liberty, at one point this season, was in the top 25. I know they kind of fizzled off a little bit at the end, but instead of saying, hey, we just need a really big name, let's just go get a coach who's actually hungry and wants to grind and will be there for more than 2 seasons. So what I make
Mm-hmm.
this hire is terrible fucking hire.
Yeah. I make of it the same thing here. We're not going to beat this horse too much to death, but just enough. Um, yeah. Like, how did you not learn your lesson from hiring a 71-year-old Mac Brown to now hiring someone who's 4 years older? Like, what was the thought process there, kids? What the fuck? And it's not like Bill Belichick had to do that much recruiting in the NFL, which is almost that's a huge part of every head coach's week now is just recruiting. So what the fuck is he going to bring to the table that somebody young and hungry isn't going to? Number one. Number two, I mean, from what we saw at the end of Belichick's NFL coaching career, It really does seem like he has one system, the players fit in it, or you're fucked. And that system is very pro style, starting at the quarterback level. How the hell are you going to find, because you're not going to get those 5-star kids right out the chute. You might get a 4-star or two, maybe, that wants to just say they play for Belichick because he has NFL pedigree, maybe, but you still have to get that NIL money. So you're probably looking at 3-star, maybe a 4-star quarterback that's going to run a pro style offense like Belichick would run. Hell no, that's not going to work out for you. And if he tries to take as much control at UNC as he had, like when he was with the Pats, good fucking luck. Good
I
fucking
don't
luck
think
to
he,
you, UNC.
but I don't think he wants to take control. And I think for me, that's the biggest issue, right? Is like at this point, somebody was telling me the other day that like Belichick's dad coached at UNC back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
He was an assistant in the 70s, 60s, something like that, 70s. I don't know. He was an assistant at some point. And so to me, this is just screams, oh, I want to make my dad proud before I retire because Brady showed that he was the reason we won championships, which okay, but I get from his demeanor so far that he's also just checked out. He's got a 23-year-old girlfriend. He fucking has a boat. Him and Saban are best friends. Like, he just wants to go fucking hang out and just do nothing. And to me, what I get is he wants all the success, but he has no hunger to grind because how many fucking Super Bowls has he won at this point? Like, what's a college football playoff championship at this point, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, I think to that point, to what you're saying, I don't think he wants any control. I don't think it's that he wants to take the control he had with the Patriots. I think he wants zero control. And to me, this just screams Coach Prime, but 73. Coach Prime doesn't fucking coach. We've had this conversation before.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason they got shit kicked by BYU a couple days ago is because Coach Prime does not coach football. He's just
Mm-hmm.
such a personality that he gets the players to make them successful.
Mm-hmm.
Belichick's going to get you the players, but you still have to do something with it.
Yes, you do. Yeah, no, I think we're on the same page there. So I've already given my thoughts about him not showing up to the Wasabi Bowl. Two thumbs down. What are your thoughts there?
Two thumbs down as well. To me, it just reiterates exactly what we just said. If you're going to, so take it from a coach, right? Like whenever I take over a program, I don't do it mid-year, obviously. I usually do it after the season's been well concluded. I walk into a situation on day one, I'm like, man, I really wish I could see these kids play a game to know what I have. And I get that the transfer portal is a little bit different now because in theory, you could do what Coach Prime did. And if Belichick wanted to bring in 83 transfers, he could do it. I don't think he will because again, I think him and Coach Prime are different in where they are in their careers and their hunger. But uh, to me, it's man, like day one of coaching as a coach who wants to be successful. If you were like, hey, you can go watch your kids play an inter squad scrimmage tomorrow, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'd be there. Where can I go? How can I be there? I'm 4 months into the new spot that I'm at now. And I'm like, man, like if I could go see my guys play a game tomorrow, 2 months before the season, I'd fucking give up my day to do it. Like 100%. I'd drive to fucking Maine to do it. Like to me, it just screams that he's just fucking checked out. Like fucking even if the bowl was in like say they were playing it in California, okay, well, I don't want to travel across the country. It was in fucking Fenway. Dude, you were the head coach of the Patriots. Foxborough's fucking 30 minutes from there.
Yep.
Like it to me, it's just a giant middle finger to, hey, you hired me as a figurehead for this program, and all I am going to be, period, is a figurehead for this program that gets us recruits and nothing else.
Yep.
He's already hired his son to be the defense coordinator, which nepotism aside, his son's actually not a bad defensive coordinator. He did a pretty decent job at was he at Washington this past year, I want to say. I think he was at Washington. He's not a bad defensive coordinator. He actually knows his shit from the pedigree he comes up from. I'm sure he'll hire a big name offensive coordinator just because of his name. But it just to me screams, how little of a fuck can you give? Your fucking now team, you don't have to be on the sidelines. Go to a fucking box. Go to a booth. Go to Robert Kraft's booth. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
Robert Kraft would fucking love to have you in his box for that game. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it just screams, how little of a fuck can you give?
Yeah. Absolutely. And it all tracks with everything we've really said about this whole situation. So
Yeah.
let's go over to the very
Cool.
confused Harvard of the West, Stanford. And hiring Andrew Luck. Good move, bad move, and different move. What you think?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I think it's a good move for the program. I think a lot's going to happen to make that true, though. When he got hired, Stanford played San Jose State, and I think the regular season finale, I want to say, or the first game of the bowl season, one of the two. I think it was a regular season finale for some reason. They were playing San Jose State. They interviewed Andrew Luck before that game. And talking to Andrew Luck, they were like, "Hey, so what exactly is your role as the general manager here? Are you going to get involved with coaching? Are you going to do this?" He was like, I've already talked to the head coach. I think I really like him and what he's about and what he does and all this and all that. And, I think he's got a great philosophy for the program. And, I really believe in what he's doing there. And, would I be involved in coaching at some point? I'm open. We'll see what happens. To me, the current staff in place there is not going to be successful with Andrew Luck in this role because that's not what they signed up for. If tomorrow you were like, hey, you're the head coach, but you have no decision on anything outside of coaching, anything personnel related, comes down to somebody else after we've already hired you, I'd be like, fuck you, I am out. No way in hell am I doing that. I think a lot more issues are going to come up. And when it comes down to who does the AD side with, obviously you're siding with Andrew Luck over whoever the head coach is now, who couldn't tell you. Um, there's also a layer to this for me that this is pretty monumental in that we've talked for a long time about the NCAAs just becoming pro sports. They basically are at this point. Hiring a general manager, you have become professional sports, period. There
That's
was
nothing new to the NCAA though, for especially for football. Like
it's
we have
lit
a general manager here at UNH and have had one since before I got here.
but what's the role of that general manager? Not above the head coach.
To try, yeah, in the organizational depth chart, it is.
How so?
Mostly it's more of an administrative thing. They don't have the power to hire and fire like coaching staff per se, but they do have a lot of decisions about personnel that are brought in.
But it still comes down to the head coach at the end of the day. That's I
Well,
don't know. To me, it's taking something that's already in place and just legitimizing this is now a professional sport. Um, the NCAA and I think it goes with it too. The NCAA has since all this shit with NIL has started, has just turned their back on everything and said just do whatever you want. There was a point in time where the idea of a general manager being in place to hand out money to students to come play for your institution would have been blasphemy and couldn't happen. Now it's just accepted. There was a point in time where you couldn't hire an agent, but we saw the fucking UNLV kid, Sluka, right? Now you can just hire an agent to do your deals for you. And I think the final step to this is there was a point in time 10, 15, 20 years ago where if you basically even talked to an agent, you lost your NCAA eligibility and you had to basically declare for the pros because you couldn't be an amateur anymore. I saw from Hip Hop Crown Nation. So
a
Lil
very
Wayne,
reliable news source.
obviously, Lil Wayne obviously hangs out with Dion and the Buffaloes all the time, right? Hangs out with Travis Hunter all the time. Lil Wayne, for some reason, was at Travis Hunter's Heisman ceremony and was just hanging out there at the Heisman ceremony. There's a picture of him, the two of them together, Lil Wayne and Travis Hunter, around the Heisman at the fucking podium, having their picture taken. And it says, and I quote, Travis Hunter signs with Lil Wayne's Young Money Sports Agency. Young Money APAA Sports beats out WME Creative Artist Agency and Clutch Sports to sign Travis Hunter. So what we've said is now for the past 2 years of him being at Colorado, Travis Hunter's literally had an agent in his locker with him, in his locker room, every single day, day in and day out, probably not every day, but pretty frequently, just trying to court him and say, hey, I want to sign you as my athlete. There was a point in time where you lost your eligibility for that. And I understand that he's declaring for the pros anyway, but there used to be a point in time where he'd have sanctions for that. Not anymore. We've just fucking said now just do whatever the fuck you want. And to me, hiring Andrew Luck as a general manager is just going to fucking exemplify that more. I truly think the NCAA is continuing to dig their own grave deeper and deeper.
Hmm. Um, So I'm not going to go into the whole general manager. Is it good for the game? Is it bad for the game for the NCAA bit? Um, but I will say that I think that this will ultimately be a good move for the Stanford Cardinal. And the reason is you have a program that you think about when Harbaugh was there back in the day.
Oh yeah,
That was kind of near the pinnacle,
Toby
the
Gerhardt.
Toby Gerhardt trying to get to a national title. And now the biggest thing that they've done is move to the ACC, and everybody's like, there's the Pacific Ocean right over there. Uh, you guys say you're book smart, but you should look at a fucking globe,
Yeah, the
right?
Atlantic Division, the Coastal Division, even though both divisions are on a coast.
Right. Right. And so, like, this is a program that has gone steadily downhill. Unlike Belichick, I can see Andrew Luck coming in, and once his role is a little more clarified, actually being an asset to this organization, right? I mean, think about all of the memes that were coming up about General Andrew Luck, like when he was playing at Stanford and when he was playing with Indianapolis for that period of time. Kids know him. Kids kind of trust him. I think that between that and his acumen as a quarterback, he can speak the game. He knows the game. He can help convince kids, I think, in a way that's a little bit better than some I'm a man, I'm 40 type
Well,
coach.
and he was a pro when these kids were growing up too. I
Right,
think the timeline
right.
on it is very relevant as well. He was playing for the Colts when a lot of these kids would have been what, middle school, late elementary school, somewhere in there.
Yeah, something like that. So, sorry the architecture degree didn't work out there, Andy, but it looks like things are turning around for you pretty
Just gonna
good.
be the architect of this program. It's fine.
Oh, that's nice. But yeah, I think this is ultimately going to be a good move for Stanford, who has been relegated to almost obsolete in a conference that, by and large, is getting its ass kicked this bowl season too, which doesn't
Absolutely.
help their
They're
case.
getting dick kicked. Fucking SMU did them no favors there.
Yeah,
Clemens will do them no favors here.
yeah. Thank you, Texas, for your service and getting them out of the playoffs for sure.
Yep.
So of the two, I think we might be on the same page. I don't know which hire is better for their specific program, Belichick or Andy Luck.
For their specific program is Luck, without a doubt. I don't love what he's doing for the game, but again, I see the long-term picture with Luck, and I think there's going to be coaching change in the interim. I think you're going to have to find a coach who's okay with being second tier to help himself. I don't see what the long-term game is with Belichick. He's 73. And with a 23-year-old girlfriend, how fucking old is he going to coach until? Like 75? He's not going until he's 80. There's no shot in hell. So you get what, 2 years out of him to try to turn it around, and then you do a Harbaugh Stanford situation where the next guy that comes in fails miserably. Like I don't know what the end game is here if you're UNC.
Unless their end game is to get his son as their HC
Which I
afterwards.
can't imagine because they could have had him now. Like truly, if you wanted his son as the HC right now, you could have had him.
Yeah, you could have. That would have
Nobody
been
else is banging down the Belichick doors to get Steve Belichick as their head coach.
that would have been a great fucking holiday season, wouldn't it? Old Steve goes to go see old Bill. He's like, "Hey, I got the head coaching job at UNC. Aren't you proud of me, Dad? I was going for that job too, there, son.
Well,
You're Mr. Saban said you're not allowed to the lake house, so go fuck yourself."
you, you can't hire Steve your head coach now because he looks like if Gritty were a real person.
Oh, good times, good times. Oh, good. Okay, I'm all refilled now. So you know what that means. It's time for our Nardowick Poetry Slam, the last of 2024.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah, buddy. This one is brought to you by Reading Words Good. So Nardowick Poetry Slam, last 24. What you got for the people?
This is by Gucci Mane,
Oh, Gucci Mane.
and it's called Lemonade. And it goes, yeah, yeah. It's Gucci. What's up, baby? Brr. Yellow Earth thing this time. Yo. You know what I'm talking about? Question mark. Yellow rims, lemons. Yellow big booty. Yellow bones. Ha! Yellow. Yellow lambs. Yellow. Yellow MPs. Yellow. Yellow watch. Banana. Yellow charm ring, comma, chain. Yeller. Yellow living
What?
room set. Chiquita. Yellow. Lemonade Gucci shoes for my girl. It's Gucci. It's Gucci. My Phantom's sitting on 60s, no 20s in my denim. No, no Cutlass motor knocking because it is a lemon. Lemon. I like them Georgia peaches, but you look more like a lemon. Lemon. These sour apples bitter bitches, I'm not fucking with them. Lemon. I'm truly stupid paid. That's just how I feel today. Today, comma, lemon. I'm moving slow because codeine syrup's in my lemonade. Lemons. I'm standing in the shade and I'm selling lemonade. Lemon. 600 a pint. The going rate off in the A. Lemon. That's expensive for Atlanta.
Yeah.
Lemonade diamond bracelet. Put it in your face. Brr. Lemonade diamond earrings I wore yesterday. Brr, comma lemon. I'm pimping wearing lemon. That's just how I'm chilling. Lemon. I'm smoking grits and selling chickens. Corvette painted lemons. It's Gucci. And then the chorus is lemons on the chain with the V cuts. Yeah, lemons on the chain with the V cuts. Brr. Lemonade and shade with my feet up. What? Lemonade and shade with my feet up. Wow. Lemon pepper wings and a freeze cup. What? Lemon pepper
Ooh.
wings and a freeze cup. Wow. Lemons in their face. Watch them freeze up. Burp, burp. Lemons in their face. Watch them freeze up.
Very good. Very nice way to close out 24. Thanks for that. All right. So this one is by a poet named Lil Uzi Vert
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Yeah. Off the album Eternal Atake. I guess that's how you say it. Atake?
Sure. It's got a couple
Atake?
bangers. Fucking Sanguine Paradise is a good song. It's got a couple bangers.
This is the second one though. Eternal Atake 2.
Doubly eternal.
Oh yeah, doubly eternal. And this song is called Mr. Chow. Mr. Chow. And just kind of skimming this, I don't know why it's named Mr. Chow. So if somebody could let me know why, that would be
Why not?
fantastic. Uh,
McChesney? McChesney?
I need a youth. Oh God, I'm becoming old. I need someone to run my lyrics. Why do they call it Mr. Chow? All right. All right, here we go. So this is Mr. Chow by Lil Uzi Vert. Bitch, I'm back outside and I'm gonna flex the check. What? Yeah. She a little thought. She trying to flex the neck. Yeah. Whoa. If I show my watch, I'm a flex the tech, paw tech.
Oh, Paddock.
Oh, paddock.
That's how you say it. It's like a really rich watch. Paddock.
Oh, learned something today.
I get the rap, guys. Me and them are akin.
Shouty, she's
Is
a
that what it is? Eternal akin too?
apparently it is. And I'm learning. Shouty, she's a bop, not get her extra wet. Yeah. Bitch,
You.
I'm back outside and I'm gonna flex the check. What? Lil Uzi, yeah. She a little thought she trying to flex the neck. Yeah. Whoa. If I show my watch, I'm a flex the tech. Paddock.
Paddock.
Paddock. That too. Shouty, she a bop. Not get her extra wet. Yeah. They
You.
said, oh gosh. They said, turn that down. I can't because I'd be smoking loud. I'd be running wild. Wild since I was a child. Child. Somewhere geeked up on a cloud. Cloud. All these girls in the crowd. Crowd. Whoa. They throw their panties in a pile. Pile. I hit her once and say, ciao. Bye. She say that she liked my style. Yeah. When I hit my dance and make her smile. Smile. I got millions in a file. That's a weird place to keep it. File.
You put the millions in the right folder.
Okay, I see why it's called Mr. Chow now. I feel like Leslie Chow. Yeah.
Hey,
We got some hoes. We're calling them. Bitch, I'm the goers. The goers. These youngins went older. I still got a watch on my shoulder. What? Okay, that's cool. So let's skip the chorus. Let's come down here. Uzi, what you doing? I'm just falling back, stacking up the bands till the bands collapse. Oh, yeah. All this ice on me could start an avalanche. All of my draws, yeah, they come with a stamp. You,
stamp.
your trap, it be dry, and my trap, it be damp. Me and my bad words stay in that bitch like a camp. Camp. Ever since you was high school, I'm lit like a lamp. I be forgetting my time zones. Yeah. I'm on the K with the X and I flex. I must admit that I'm gone. Gone. Most of these bad words be hating, don't know me. I need some skates, all this ice like a goalie. I'm probably sure that's exactly how it was said.
Arguably,
Bet.
there's one position in the NHL you could play without skates. It would actually be goalie.
Mm-hmm. Bad words watching, like they really the police. You really got show me. I really go on this. Yes, sir.
Arr.
All right, so that is Leslie Chow, uh, Mr.
Mr.
Chow,
Leslie Chow.
Lil Uzi Vert, last Nardo 2024 right there. There we fucking go. We did it. White
What?
guys talking rap for basically an entire year. Guess what? It took us like 3 episodes to figure out Nardo Wick, huh?
3 or 4, give or take. Yeah, I just had to drive to Jacksonville and back, then we were good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Um, speaking of Jacksonville, because we're talking about inmates running the asylum, or just opposite, we're gonna
Oh,
get off of Nardo train and the NCAA train to two leagues who put the clasps on their participants a little bit more. While the NCAA is basically a divorced dad with his kids 1 weekend a month, no rules.
true.
The World Boxing Association and the World Chess Association, more of the tougher associations out there. Um,
They love the rules.
yeah, they have rules, even though they don't apply in boxing most of the time. This time they kind of do. Uh, Real rules, real jeans and beard related rules. Sinners. Leading up to their heavyweight title bout, uh, Alexander Urik has asked World Boxing Association officials to require Tyson Fury to trim his beard, claiming, quote, it is so big, it will provide extra padding, unquote. Meanwhile, in real sports, world chess number one, Magnus Carlsen, who sounds like the worst fucking Superman villain on the planet.
I was like a third line fucking defenseman for the Islanders. Magnus Carlsen paired with fucking Thomas Swetson.
Oh yeah, we're gonna just head out there to the sweat house and we're gonna have a good de-stressing session after this hockey game. Magnus Carlsen was disqualified from a tournament for refusing to change out of his sinner jeans, or
Oh,
as you know them, jeans.
bastard.
Said Carlson, he was coming from a meeting and thought nothing of it. Said Chess, we want professionalism. So, in either situation, are the rules rightfully being enforced? And what things would you do to win the mental battle as a boxer, a chess master, or a chess boxing master, which is a real
Oh,
sport? I think there was a time in college where we were
real
all
rules.
about chess boxing for like 20
Yeah.
seconds. I remember that weekend. It was weird.
Rook to queen seven, bitch. Pa!
Got him. Yeah. Well, it's like speed chess, right? Where like you have to go and then like after a certain amount of moves you box and it's like whether you get knocked out or your king gets knocked out. Yeah, that's how you do it. Chess boxing. It's a
Pretty much, yeah.
fun sport. Okay, so where were we at? So let's start off with let's go through both of these situations. Are the rules being enforced for the Fury shave your beard or for the Magnus Carlsen the Sinner jeans?
Fuck no, not at all. I think with the Uric one, it's gamesmanship. I think there's a level of that of Fury being the champ. He's like, hey, if I can just fuck with him a little bit and get him off his game, get him pissed off and thinking about other stuff, and like I'll win the middle game and going into it, the middle game, and then the middle game, like no, fuck that shit. As somebody who's had no beard, some beard, a lot of beard, getting punched in the face with a lot of beard doesn't make a fucking difference. Beards are not that thick, even the thickest of beards, to where if it's the difference between you being knocked out or not with boxing gloves on, you got to punch the guy harder. I don't know. Like that's not the deciding factors whether there's a beard on your face or not. Hit him in the temple. That's how you knock somebody out anyway. There's no beard up here, just receding hairlines. Um, and when it comes down to chess, no. I look at every other professional sport, and I'm going to call chess professional sport for a minute here, which I know is getting gracious. There's an accepted practice, but there's also people that fucking just go the oppo on it, right? Like you look at, for example, like the NBA, a lot of dudes wear suits, but we've gotten to a point now where some dudes are like, nope, khakis and polos. I'm good with that, whatever. You look at the NFL,
Sweatsuits?
sweatsuits, sure, why
Yeah,
not?
I've seen plenty of games this year where coaches are just like, "Yeah, man, got my
Yeah.
sweats on,"
When you look
and
at
not
like,
in Vegas. Yeah.
you look at the NFL, and for years the NFL was what, like khaki pants and a polo, and then here's Coach Belichick, this cut off hoodie, and had a lot of success. And I we'll go Johnny McEnroe for a minute here, right? And like tennis is kind of weird because at Wimbledon you still have to wear nothing but white ever because racism incarnate. But like I look at Johnny McEnroe and like he's one of the most marketable tennis players of all time because he did everything opposite of how it's supposed to be done. And obviously it wasn't allowed to in his decor is, what he wore, but whatever, right? And so for me, the world number one fucking chess players playing in your tournament, consider yourself fucking lucky. You can do whatever the hell you want. If you want to show up in a fucking Teletubbies onesie, go for it if you're beating everybody. Good job.
Could you imagine that?
If I was the world number one in chess, that's what I would do. I just every event would be like every day of event would be like, what new stupid shit's he gonna show up with today? A tuxedo t-shirt, but he's also wearing a fucking 10-gallon cowboy hat. Oh, good for him. He beat my ass.
But all of the suits are made by Gucci, so you can't say it's low class.
Gucci cowboy hat. So no, to that
There's the
point of all
episode title.
Gucci cowboy hat.
Yep.
To the point of all that, though, no, I don't think it's the right thing to enforce the rules in either situation. I don't think having those rules are the right thing in either situation, which is why I believe that.
All right. All right. So I'm on the same page with you. Let's start off with Tyson Fury shaving his beard. Uh, where the hell is this guy planning to hit Tyson that the beard would be a hindrance to the point where it's cushion? Like,
Right on the chin, I guess. I don't
is it
know.
is this guy like
Right
pissed
there.
because I guess, but like even still, there's not that much hair there. I kept thinking like when I read this, like the throat. Like, is he like, oh man, I can't get any throat shots in
I
anymore? Like, what the
would have
fuck is
punched you
that?
right in the Adam's apple.
Yeah, I mean that'll make him quit real quick, but kind of illegal. Um, so like, what are you complaining about? This is a nothing situation. Like, I hope Tyson like starts taking fucking omega 3s and like gets his beard fuller and bushier for this match now. Like, like fuck you for complaining about that. Get the hell out of here. As for Magnus Carlsen, the fucking like backup to fucking Lex Luthor, I would assume. Um, it, he showed up in jeans. Like some of the best chess players in the world, right, are fucking homeless dudes who live in fucking major metro areas, but they're fucking Rembrandts at goddamn like speed chess, right?
True.
they're wearing whatever the fuck they can and could probably smoke half of the motherfuckers on the professional chess circuit, anyways. So I see it as a very overtly racist little bit. Kind of taking the Wimbledon bit of, oh, well, you're too good for jeans. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. If you want chess, a game that really is low stakes, doesn't cost that much to get a board, people can play it and learn it just about everywhere. Like, I don't know. To me, that's a sign of a dying sport right there.
Oh,
Um,
100%. I think both of these are dying sports in a lot of ways. I think the UFC
mhm.
is essentially putting fucking boxing out of business at this point. Like, you look at the
Are you
Tyson.
sure it's not Netflix representations of boxing that's putting it in a grave more?
Well, that's kind of where I was going with that. Is you look at like the highest grossing boxing match this year was Tyson Paul, which is not really a WBA event when you really think about it here. Yeah, there was a couple like undercard events that were sort of sponsored and like affiliated with
And
that, but
those were great. Those
no, they
first
were. They
three
were awesome.
fights were good.
But even still, they're not the UFC, and they don't get the fucking traction that the UFC does. I think the UFC literally at this point has essentially put the WBA out of business in a lot of regards. It's I don't you're gonna disagree with me on this. On a smaller scale, it's somewhat baseball, and then I think baseball is kind of being aged out at this point. I think boxing has essentially gotten aged out. I think baseball still has a somewhat younger representation and that it's still in the high schools, it's still in the middle schools, it's still in the youth level. Boxing to some extent not. So you'll
Oh
always
yeah.
have somewhat of a following behind baseball. But I think boxing's gotten to a point now where the people who used to box back in the 60s are still following it. And outside of that, everybody else has moved to the MMA. And chess, for a little while there, I guess back in the Cold War was kind of cool because it was like the USA versus Russia. I'm gonna go on a fucking limb here and say that Magnus Carlsen's probably not from Russia. He's probably from somewhere in fucking Scandinavia. And so, or Sweden, somewhere in there. So, even that to the extent, like, I couldn't fucking tell you who the world number one was before reading this story because chess is already dead at this point.
Yeah, that's a sport that targets a very specific uh segment of the population.
Russia.
And I would agree. Just cold countries, yeah. Except for Canada. They're just like, "Oh, take off, you hoser." Throws a fucking Labatt at them.
I don't have the time for this. It's cutting into my drinking time there, bud.
Yeah. So what so
Sorry,
when
the
do I
least
drink?
play at 7.
So when do I hit the button after I take a drink of my Labatt's there or what there, bud? But no, I'd agree with you with the baseball comparison. I mean, I love the sport, but it's hard to say, oh yeah, it's on the rise. It's like, no, that was it died with McGuire. Um,
Very much on the decline. Well, it died with steroids being essentially eliminated from the game. There was a lot of excitement when fucking Bonds and Sosa and McGuire were all doing their thing and hitting 90 home runs a year and 700-foot homers. And then they were like, nope, we got to get rid of fucking steroids. And now nobody really cares anymore.
wow, did you get a job for the enhanced games?
I was literally just thinking, I can't wait until the enhanced games bring baseball in. That might be their fourth sport. Now they're down to 3.
God damn it, why are we doing their job for them? Fuck you,
Oh,
enhanced
because
games.
they won't respond to our emails.
Yeah, yeah, like we'll give you the blueprint on how to fucking do this shit. Okay. So I think we've kind of talked about the mental battle for boxer, chess master, and chess boxing. Good enough. So let's go ahead and roll on down to our last for 2024 Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week. Yeah. All right, this week we are unofficially, not officially yet, but it could be you. Um, Unofficially sponsored by Ink Box Tattoos, lasting impressions. The fuck? In honor of the famous remake of a popular series of books out of the UK, we honor the pool playing, bang noodle wielding, and absolutely from New Jersey wizard with our Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week. Yeah. Again, unofficially sponsored by Ink Box Temporary Tattoos. Want to impress the hot goth girl, but deathly scared of needles? Get temporary tattoos and hope you don't sweat it off during your date reciting Edgar Allan Poe in the graveyard, and
Yeah, it's a
not
real
the good
thing.
one. Yep, it is. Inkbox. We sound like an email scam and are just as permanent. Oh. This week's Giuseppe is simple. China has cat vending machines. What other vending machines need to exist and be operated in the United States? Because when I was going through this with my significant other earlier, it was like, wait a minute, they have that. Wait a minute, they have that. It's just not here. So a little modification there. What do we think?
I need a beer vending machine for one. I think that'd be
Exists in
amazing.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird because what do they drink in Japan? I feel like there's a lot more like sake and like rice related drinks than there is beer there, which I guess there's rice lagers, but I
Yeah,
feel like
no,
the
there's
majority
plenty
of
of
people
beer over
there,
there. Yeah.
well, yeah, but I feel like the majority of people there, beer is not like their go-to. I mean, I guess you got Sapporo, but
Yeah, there's Sapporo. And a lot of times they'll add like soju, which is, kind of
Mhm.
a rice liquor to it.
Which is Korean, but same
Mm-hmm.
idea. Yes, yes. Yeah, no. I think that we need boat vending machines in America. That'd be
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm. So instead of Carvana, you're going to do like boat
Boat Vana.
Vana.
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
Nice.
In a harbor. Um, I don't know, man. Like when I
Oh,
think
you should do it in Ohio, like off of like
the
Lake Erie.
landlocked state,
Off of Lake Erie, have boat Vana.
Boat Vana, Oklahoma. That'd be the name of
Yes.
a great city. Boat Vana, Oklahoma. I would fucking run for mayor in that city.
You'd be the only one there. All the tornadoes would crush it,
Oh,
and
all
the
them
boats.
naders. No, man, I agree with you. I think the majority of shit in America, I don't know. To go on a tangent for a second here, like fast food restaurants have essentially become vending machines. The fact that now every fast food restaurant you go into, they won't take your order at the counter. You have to go in and literally type it in inside of the restaurant into a thing. Like
And then it
human,
asks you for a tip.
yeah. Oh, for me doing this myself? Fuck you. So
Negative
no,
three
we,
dollars.
yeah, you give me $3 back. No, I don't know. I just think we've got to a point now where like vending machines are kind of irrelevant. And so I think what we do instead is we just let the cats run rampant. And if you can catch a cat, you deserve to own it. If you can catch a dog, you deserve to be that because you know what? You've become that dog's alpha. That's the only way to respect you. Your dog won't respect you if you buy it.
I don't know. Ever since picking up my dog after going on vacation, he's kind of giving me side eye a lot. He's like, "You fucker, why'd
You
you
know
leave me
why?
there?"
Because you didn't catch him. If you'd caught him,
Exactly.
he'd respect the shit out of you.
Yeah, just call me Ash Ketchum, baby. My dog's gonna love me again.
Oh, let's go. Pokemon vending
Man.
machine done. Go ahead.
Yep. Oh, a Pokemon Go vending machine. There you go.
It just
And it's in the middle
gives,
of a highway.
it
That's my
just
first
gives you
submission. Yep.
it just gives you a flip phone with Pokemon Go on it. You can't take or receive calls or texts, but you can play fucking Pokemon Go.
Oh, that yeah, and it's an old Nokia. That'd be fantastic.
Oh, this Nokia's got a Snorlax on it. Fuck yeah! And I
I need
banged a redhead. Just letting everybody know. Hashtag Steve.
Jesus Christ.
Going back
Okay,
to last week's episode. Come
I
on.
know, I know, I know. It was so long ago.
It
Anyways,
really was. It was released on the 24th. We filmed it on like the 14th, give or
something,
take.
yeah. Time's irrelevant now. Um,
Times concept. Anyway,
yeah. So my first submission was a Pokemon Go vending machine. So there you go.
I
What's your
like it.
next one?
All right. My next one is an electricity vending machine in honor of this guy right here. And
We're vending stabs.
it only works in rural Pennsylvania and some of Ohio. But it's like, man, I got a really big fucking date tonight. I should probably straighten my Amish hair. Oh, you know what? I got to go to the electricity vending machine. That was a
Um,
hair straightener.
it's how the Amish straighten hair. They just put two fingers down. It's yeah.
Well, anything else be electricities.
Yeah, yeah, it's their Vulcan live long and prosper. Yes. So my next one, I want to bring back because I hate to see people without a job. I want to bring back cigarette vending machines so Jared Allen could have his dream job.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know that joke, go look up Jared Allen cigarette vending machine and you will figure it out.
Pretty much what cart girls do on golf courses now. Anyway, my next one, I've got a Doomsday Preppers vending machine, but what it is, it's just like a random roulette. It's like you just hit the button and it gives you something that might be useful depending on why you're in this prep bunker. It's like, oh shit. It's radiation right now, but you gave me a fucking like cryptocurrency that doesn't help me at all. It's not because the economy crashed. Son of a bitch.
I don't need NFTs. I need Raid Away.
I need a gas mask. Ah, this fucking Mc fucking steamy, dreamy McMegan baseball bat does me nothing. There's no zombies in this cryptocurrency environment.
Oh, why did I get a Hawk Tuah coin? I needed salmon. Fuck.
Even if it was a Hawk Tour related emergency, I'd still be asking why to get a Hawk Tour coin. Hawk coin will never be relevant.
Not once. Not
I just think
ever.
it's entertaining. Like we talk about, like fucking Taylor Swift is like at every Travis Kelce game, and Russell Wilson. They show Sierra in the stands from time to time. For how famous she thinks she is, there will never be a point in time where at a Sam Darnold game they fucking pan up and they're like, "Oh, Hawk Tour girls in attendance today."
No, because she'll be in prison.
Let's go, American
Got
legal
him.
system. Don't let me down. This is what my tax dollars are going for. This will be the proudest I've ever been to be a tax-paying American. Let's
We,
go.
we fucking need a win here, man.
Mm,
Put this bitch behind bars and let's get it over with.
fucking
Back on the vending machines, I think what we need is and some of you may think may belch loudly, God, I'm attractive. And say, well, Stoczy, wait a minute, they have those, but they don't. Okay. What you need is a VHS vending machine.
so Blockbuster store.
They never had them. They never had them. They
Fuck
just
you,
went to
Redbox
the
and your
DVD.
DVDs.
Yep, exactly. A VHS vending machine.
I like it.
Yep.
Uh, I think it's not that long until Goodell has a fucking penalty vending machine where it's just like, we feel like there might have been pass interference there. Let's go over to the machine and see. And just you hit a button. It's like, we've got offensive holding 10 yards against you. Sorry, guys. Shouldn't ask for PI.
Don't they already use that? Oh man. Um, yeah, so I think next, I think there needs to be a rum vending machine because
Like
that's
my
what I'm
beer one.
drinking right now, and I would love to, have a vending machine for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree on that. I think that would be a pretty solid solution right there. Sports.
All right, so I think with that, we've come to the end of our vending machine montage. Of course, there's plenty of other vending machines that are currently out there that need to be brought into the States, but we'll save that for another week sometime next year. Because with that, we're going to put the final rendition of Floral Foolishness of 2024 in the books.
Can't
As it,
yell, so I gotta whisper apparently. It thinks I'm singing if I yell. So, 2025. Let me fucking be myself.
Yes. Be yourself in 2025. We hope you ring in the new year well, and we thank you for joining us here on the island of Misfit Fucks. We thank you for
Facts.
joining us. Big facts. Hope you enjoyed as much as we did. I'm Stoczy. He's Dragon Wrangler. And as always, you stay tropical, Wakanda. Nothing? We got nothing after that? All right.